Hello, hello, hello. Trying to get comfortable. It's hard to sit on this bed sometimes. Hello, hello. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello. Oh, my hair's like all sticking up today. Okay, I'm gonna move just a second. I gotta move my tripod a little bit. There we go. There we go. Hello, hello. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello. Hello, hello. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello. If you're hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Hopefully it's letting comments come through. Sunset, hi, Ray. Where are you from, Ray? Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Hogan, hi from Tuscany, Italy. Oh, I've always wanted to go there. Is it as beautiful as I think? Sorry guys, now chat's flying. Let me go back, make sure I got everything here. David, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Sorry guys, I gotta move my, there we go. That's better. Hey Julie, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. How was your Monday? I had the day off, so it was not too bad. If you're just hopping on, sorry, I was reading a message that just popped up on my phone. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I know I'm actually early. It's usually like 20 after before I get on here, it seems like, huh? And I'm like closer to 7 tonight. It's like, it's amazing. Thank you for all the likes. I appreciate that. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello? I had a really good day off, Julie. Texas. And do you have a name, Texas? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Sorry, all of a sudden I got dry mouth. Amy from Texas. Love the earrings, thank you. They were what is it, Temu? I don't know if I say that right, but yeah, I got a whole bunch of them for like $3. I think I got like 25, 30 pair. And these I actually have a necklace that matches too. I actually wore the necklace for the first time on, what was it, Saturday night, Friday night? I don't know what night it was. Friday night. I gotta try. Oh, you're back. No glasses challenge. There you go. That's the best you're gonna get, because I can't read comments if I leave them off. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Thank you for the badge, though. I appreciate that. Ellen from Massachusetts, welcome. Thank you for all the likes, Julie, as usual. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Haugen, thank you for the badge. I really want to go to Tuscany, Italy. That's where he's from, Julie. I'm jealous. That's always been like a dream of mine. Someday. Christy from Louisiana, welcome. Hey, Julie, you're from Louisiana too, right? I wonder if you guys are from around the same parts. Just asking. Thank you for the badge, Chrissy. I appreciate that. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm not going to wait for a bunch of people to hop on. It'll be what it'll be. If you're new here, tell me who you are, where you're from. My name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Thank you for the badge, Julie. Christy's from Louisiana too, Julie. Did you see that? So, like I said, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. I started my TikTok in March of 2024. The reason why I started my TikTok is because in September of 2023, for TikTok purposes, my husband unalived himself. That's when I discovered that I had abilities to talk to my spirit guides, and they slowly breadcrumb me to my purpose, which is to help others through their loss and trauma and to uplift others. So that's why I'm here. So welcome to my page. I only have 2 rules here. One is just, I ask everybody just to please be kind. And if you can't do that, hop off and keep scrolling. And the other one is we talk absolutely no politics here. It's not against one side or the other. It's just not at all what my page is about. And I always like to say I am on my journey of life where I am, you are where you are, and none of us are ever going to agree on everything. So we agree to disagree here. And same thing, if you can't do that, I just ask that you hop off and keep scrolling. So when I go live, my guides usually give me a topic. Not always. Some nights we just chat. I always believe, though, the topic goes where the topic is supposed to go. So ultimately, this page is about loss. And if somebody has a loss and needs to talk about it, if it goes there, it goes there. My page is your page. You're never interrupting me. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Haugen, thank you. Am I saying your name right? I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. So tonight's topic is, so what my guide give me tonight is, what are you doing to get to be the person you want to be, right? My guide is huge on being who you're supposed to be in this life. If you're new to my page and you haven't seen a lot of my videos, most of my videos are about messages that my guide gives me just about every day. Not every day, sometimes multiple times a day. And a lot of those videos surround around who are you, what is your purpose, why are you here, and figuring that out. She really wants you to do that because life is short, right? Drink good beer, DJ. All right, where are you from, DJ? Your husband's family is from Italy. Oh, I want to go there so bad. Thank you for the badge, DJ. I appreciate that. Michigan, welcome. Glad to have you here. My name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. So tonight we're talking about what are you doing to get to be the person you want to be, right? Or maybe you should be, right? First, I want to share, for anybody who shares my live from now until the 29th, I'm also a medium. And so your name will go in for a drawing if you want it to. Not everybody wants a reading, but if you would like to win a free reading, if you share my live and comment me in the comments, I will follow you back and I will write you down. And on the 30th, I will draw, and then I will announce the winner on the 30th or send whoever a message. So yeah, so if you share my live and you want a win a free reading, you can do that by sharing and commenting me so I can follow you and write your name down. Anyway, so on with what we're supposed to talk about tonight. So my guide said, I saw the number 66 on my phone. Just as numbers are very important, right? They're angel numbers if you're not familiar. 66666, yes, and that's not a bad number. It has been corrupted, but it is not a bad number like most people lead you to believe. But there's other numbers, 333, 222, 999, 888, 1234. They're all angel numbers, and most of the time they're sending us a message. Hold on, let me catch up with the chat. Okay. Welcome. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. And so it just so happened I looked up at my phone and my battery said 66%. And my guide said, look that up. that's relevant to your live tonight. Garage Giggles from California, welcome. Thank you for the badge, I appreciate that. And so I looked it up. Mikey G3271, thank you for the rose. I appreciate that so very much. So I looked up the number, and it says it encourages you to focus on both material and spiritual pursuits. So if you're just joining us tonight, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. And tonight we're talking about what are you doing to get to be the person you want to be, or maybe you should be. Just throwing that out there. Thank you for sharing the live, Julie. Do you want to go in for the free reading? Just let me know. Okay, so it encourages you to look at focus on both material and spiritual pursuits, right? 66, personal growth, it says. How are you growing as a person, right? Letting go of negativity and aligning with your higher purpose, right? That's the goal in life, right? Is figuring out the balance, right? Between the material and the spiritual world, generally. And you don't have to be a religious person when I'm talking about spiritual, right? Spiritual can be just a relationship between you, God, creator, source, divine, whatever it is, universe, whatever it is you call it, right? If you're new to my page, I don't say God. I've been down a gazillion rabbit holes, and there were actually many gods. So which one are you referring to? I do believe in a higher power, a creator. I just call it the creator or source. So if you're new here, if you hear that, that's why. And if you missed it, like I said, we agree to disagree here. So if you can't agree to disagree on that, you can hop off and keep scrolling. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. That's my opinion, my right to my opinion. You have your opinion, and I'm not here to change it. Let me see. Let me catch up with the chat. Sorry. Okay, Julie, I will put you in. Pony Cake, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Sorry, guys, I'm behind here. Is it Magi Minder follow? Thank you for the follow. Did I say that right? Do you have a name and where you're from? It's Dr. Whatever. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Farman, thank you for the badge. Okay. So, how can we, what does that look like when we're trying to focus on material and spiritual pursuits? Anybody want to talk to me tonight? My page kind of depends on interaction between you and me. The downfall is sometimes TikTok likes to hide my comments. So if you make a comment and I'm not seeing it, I apologize, because sometimes they hide my comments. I'm from Connecticut, and yes, you got that right. Awesome. Good. I hate it when I slaughter things. Do you have an actual name from Connecticut? Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. RVing solo to find peace. I love that. If you're not familiar, my husband has passed. Before he passed, we were looking at becoming full-time RVers, actually. And so I can totally relate to what you just said. It is very peaceful. It can be hectic at times, depending on what kind of rig you have, right? We had a pull camper, so it was a little hectic with 3 pets. We had 2 cats and a skitty cat, mind you, and a dog. So it was a little hectic on travel days, but very peaceful. I loved it. And unfortunately, when my husband decided to check out after 32 years, my whole world imploded, and that plan kind of completely disappeared. For the moment, anyway. Brian, welcome. Glad to have you here. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. My name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. And so tonight we're talking about what are you doing to get to the person you want to be, or maybe should be, or need to be. I'm going to add that one in there after the RVing solo to find peace. And I love that. You know why, Mickey? Because we talk about a lot on here about not living in the box, right? Living in the box that society has taught us to live in, right? And I think that's kind of irrelevant with tonight's, is relevant to tonight's topic, because maybe the person you want to be doesn't fit into that mold or that box that everybody says that you need to be, right? I didn't know that I had these spiritual gifts, right? I believe they come from the Creator to help people. I didn't know that. And so to a lot of people, I don't fit in the box, right? And that's okay. I'm okay with that. My whole life, I've never fit in the box. I was always the circle that didn't fit in the square. So I'm the unique girl. I'm okay with that. South Dakota may become my new domicile. Yep, American mailbox. That's very popular here. Yeah, my husband and I have known that for years. Yep, that's a very popular thing. A lot of people use South Dakota and Texas. But I personally, just from what I know, I would stay away from Texas because you have to go there and actually they have to inspect your vehicle, and it's a lot more of a process, I think, there. But also be careful, Mickey, because I don't know what it is, so don't quote me, but you want to do a little bit more research because South Dakota has changed some laws here about that. So just be careful, do your due diligence, and check all of that, because I know that they've changed some things in the last year or two. So, because a lot of people were doing that, and I don't know if they did that because of that or what it is, but laws have changed. You're so very welcome. Sorry, I got off track. Squirrel. My husband and I used to say squirrel. You know that movie Up? We love that movie. Sorry. All right. So, let's see. So how are you growing as a person? Are you growing as a person? I know that I wasn't growing as a person until my husband passed. Well, I started growing as a person just before. And then, you know, I discovered that I had these abilities, and then my whole world flipped upside down. Well, flipped upside down the day I made that choice. And then it flipped upside down again after I discovered I had these abilities and that I could talk to my spirit guides and that I was a medium. And they're like, now you have a whole new purpose in life and all new goals. And, you know, starting over at 48, 49, 50 years old with new purpose and new life and new goals is a little different. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Thank you for the likes, Julie. I appreciate you so much. All right. And nobody else is going to talk to me tonight? Mickey, thank you for sharing the live. Would you be interested in a free reading? Anybody who shares my live from now through the 29th goes in a drawing for a free reading with somebody who's crossed over. I'm not pushing it on you. If you don't believe in that, that's fine too. Yes? Okay. Awesome. I just want to make sure I'm following you, so it won't let me follow you. Why is that? Will you follow me so I can find you? Mickey, it's not letting me. Thank you. I don't know why it's not letting me. Usually I can do it from my live. It's not letting me. I'll have to see why. I don't understand. TikTok does stuff to me like this all the time. But I will definitely let me write your thing down. Hold on, guys. I just want to write just to make sure. Mickey G3271. All right, I wrote you down for the reading. You would love one, please? Well, if you share my live, your name will go in for a drawing for one. Otherwise, you can go to my bio and you can, if you want one, for sure, they're $40. I just try to make it affordable, but my guides tell me I have to charge. I have a service. It's a whole thing. Anyhow, so I try to make it where people can still afford it. So if you would like one for sure, you can email me, and that's down in my bio, and you can set one of those up. Otherwise, if you share the live, I will put you in for the drawing on the 30th. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, we were together for 32 years, so it was not an easy thing for sure. So, Magi Mender, if you would like one for sure, you can email me. Like I said, that email's in the thing, or you can just share the live and I can put you in for the drawing. Okay, let me hop back on track here real quick. Thanks, Julie, for just holding down those hearts. I appreciate you so much. Okay, so then my guide said, letting go of negativity and aligning with your higher purpose, right? And sometimes that's hard, right? Especially if we have, people around us that are negative, or negative situations. And we've talked about this before, about sometimes it's just time, to put those things at a distance. It doesn't mean that you have to cut those people or things off. It just means sometimes we need to put some space between us and them, right? We can love them from afar. That's what I always like to say. And sometimes it's a place too, like, hold on, let me go back. Like Mickey is doing, he's RVing to find his peace, right? So maybe, finding his peace is all over the country, and I understand that, because like I said, that was my goal in life at one point, So sometimes you need to let go of maybe an area. I know I'm ready to move forward from where I'm at the moment. I feel like I've outgrown here. But until my guides tell me it's time to go, I'm still here. So, letting go of the negativity and aligning with your higher purpose. And then she said personal growth, self-reflection, and introspection. Identifying areas where you can improve, right? Sometimes that's hard because, one, we have to admit that we need improvement, right? Some people aren't capable of that, I don't think, or won't admit that, So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. And tonight we're talking about what are you doing to get to the person you want to be, should be, or maybe need to be, right? Before my husband passed, I didn't know I wasn't the person how do I want to say this? I didn't know that I wasn't being the person I was here to be, right? I didn't know my purpose in life at that time. We all can use improvement. I agree, Julie. It's just, I don't think everybody is self-aware, right? I've run into a few of those people myself. I won't go into it on my live, but some people just don't take personal responsibility that they have any issues, right? You agree? Reading the 12 agreements. Can you elaborate on that, Mickey? Just curious. I'm not sure where you're going with that. So let's see. So identifying, going inward. And that's a big thing because, unfortunately, we've been brainwashed by certain things in society to teach us that all of our answers we need are out here somewhere. And actually, a lot of our answers that we need are inside of us. But they don't want you to go inside, because if you discover all the answers, or most of the answers you need are in you, then it cuts out the middleman. Does that make sense? Hey, how are you, John? Long time no see, stranger. I missed you. They're all inside. Exactly. Because people don't understand that we were made by the divine. We were made by the Creator. The Creator is inside of us, right? When we pray, we don't have to pray out loud. The Creator hears us, right? And so everybody keeps telling us we have to go sit in a building, or we have to go do this or do that in order to, no, the answers are in here. He give you instinct, a gut right here. That's very important. He didn't give you that little indicator, that little gut instinct for nothing. So, if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Stop and listen to in the inner voice. Exactly. The problem with that is, and that's where the world has purposely kind of led people astray, because, it's, look over here, you got the TV blaring or the radio blaring, or, movies going, or it's just, it's constant distraction, right? Sports, you got sports and movies and everything. And that is purposely done, actually. If you go down the right rabbit hole, you'll discover that. Like they always say, give them their sports and their beer or their bread, right? But it is so true, because they don't want you to be still and be quiet, because then you'll discover pretty much everything you need to know. and that also keeps you from the Creator, the divine, your spirit team, because you can't hear them, because you're too busy with this, what I call the circus, right? A lot of distraction. Exactly. Michael of God, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Thank you for the follow. You know, and that's, like I said, it's purposely done so you can't go and you can't hear, right? And so what a lot of people don't understand is, when you're woken up at like between 3 and 5 a.m., a lot of times, and you can't sleep at that time, that's the creator, that's your spirit team, your angels, your guides. They're trying to talk to you, because that's when your mind is quiet. The world doesn't have, the circus isn't playing 24/7 around you at that time of day. And so when you're quiet, that's when you're crossed over loved ones, your spirit team, and the divine and creator, whatever it is you call it, is trying to talk to you, because that's when it's quiet. And they're like, I finally got their attention. That happens to you a lot. So somebody's trying to talk to you there, John. How are you? It's been a long time. Thank you for all the likes. I appreciate that. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. Welcome, and I'm from South Dakota. So tonight, John, we're actually talking about what are you doing to get to be the person you want to be, or should be, or maybe need to be, right? And so we were on personal growth, and now my guide said practicing mindfulness, gratitude to stay present and appreciate the positive aspects of your life. How important that is, right? Some of us take that for granted. Oh, I'm glad to hear you're good, or you're fine. You're fine. Are you really fine? Sorry, I say that in quotes. I have to laugh. I have to chuckle at that. Thanks for sharing the live, John. I don't know if you believe in that I'm a medium or not, but for sharing the live tonight, your name can actually go in a drawing for a free reading on the, I will pick on the 30th of the month. If you're interested, I know not everybody believes in that, and I'm not here to push that on anybody, but just letting you know since you did share the live. And thank you for that. I appreciate that. No, I don't want a guest. I have 2 people trying to hop on tonight. I'm just not into that most nights. So this is the thing. This is one of the big things that my guides have been stressing to me, how important it is to be present, right? And it does relate to our topic tonight, because it's really hard to become the person that we need to be, should be, or want to be if we're not present, we're not grateful. Those things are huge, actually. And I've learned that in the last 23 months, how huge they really are. Not that I was never grateful, but I'm learning just the tiny little things that you take for granted every day that you don't realize to be grateful for, right? Having a vacuum cleaner, having a fan, right? Maybe, you don't have a lot of money, but you always have enough money to go buy a new vacuum or a new fan. Well, Renee wasn't last summer. So I'm learning just the tiny things to be grateful. Hey, Wayne, how are you? How was your weekend? I was just thinking before I hopped on live, I was like, I need to text Wayne and see how his weekend went. If you're not present, you miss out on so much. And that's the thing. And that's the thing that my guides have been trying to teach me for the last 23 months, is to be present, because the past is no longer, right? That is in the rearview mirror. It's gone, and I remind myself weekly, sometimes daily, I have to go. It's gone, Renee. There's nothing left for you there, right? You have to move forward. You have to be present. And then here's the thing, right? If you leave kind of a boring, mundane life like mine, where you just work all the time, you look forward to like, hey, I can't wait till Fridays because I'm going to go dancing, or I'm going to go out, or I'm going to, whatever it may be, right? And so you forget that part of your journey is right here, right now. That is your journey. Whether you're going through something or not going through something, it's all part of the journey, right? And it's all part of the journey to get to where you want to be, or where you need to be, right? So just saying, if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Living in the moment. Exactly. And that is a big struggle for me. I have to tell you, I'm always like, I can't wait till, I can't wait till. And then I've kind of got a cheater because, and I don't let this be well known very often, but I've had visions of my future. And so I kind of know what's coming. I'm like, okay, are we there yet? I'm like a little kid. Are we there yet? You know? And they're like, no, we're still preparing you. Slow down. Just be present. And I'm like, yeah, but I want to be there. And that's hard. So it went too fast. I know. I went out Friday. I had the best time Friday night. Oh my gosh. My legs hurt so bad. I was supposed to be off Saturday. And Jen and I went to our normal spot. I guess it was this really sucky band playing. And so one of the bands we really liked was just playing down the road from me at a bar down here. So we went out there and I danced so hard. All night. And of course they go longer there at the bar than they do where we normally go. They're usually done by 12:30. I didn't get home till 1:30 and I had to go to work. So my legs hurt so bad Saturday, but it was so worth it. We had so much fun. It'll be worth the wait. I know it will, Julie. It's just hard to stay present. That's all. Love and light sense. Thank you. Hey, how are you? I'm glad that you messaged me to get my TikTok handle. I'd been missing you. Good to see you. Yeah, it was so much fun though. So we had lots of fun. Staying inside. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. You missed me too? Well, you must have to message me and be like, hey. I appreciate that though, especially when you find these friends and you've been friends with them on Facebook forever, and then all of a sudden you lose track of them and you're like, hey, where'd they go? I've been friends with them for like 7 years, 8 years, and they're just gone. All right. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Thank you for the likes, John. I appreciate that. Are you keeping cool down there? It's Texas, right, John? You keeping cool down there? It's been really hot here. Okay, guys, I'm going to hop back on. Sorry, squirrel. I'm good at that. So like I said, practicing mindfulness, being grateful and present. It's hot. Yeah, and it's a humid hot. And I don't miss that. I've been in dry heat for 21 years now, right? And so I'm going to let a little cat out of the bag. So eventually my goal in life now is to move to Florida. And I've been told, I've never been to Florida, but there's reasons why I want to go there. And I've been told that it is so humid there, and I'm going, ugh. So when we have our really, really extremely hot days here now, I'm going, learn to endure, Renee, because you're going to move to Florida and it's going to be worse. But I think that it will be better weather for my health. And it's a new start. I've always wanted to go back to the Pacific Northwest, but that was kind of mine and Dee's. I always called him D if you didn't know. Mine and Dee's place, and I just don't know if I can go back there without him. And there's a beach, exactly. I love the ocean. And so if I can be on the ocean every day, that's the only difference with the Pacific Northwest is it can be chilly, and very, very windy. And so I'm looking forward to that someday. That's in my plans here someday, hopefully soon. Tennessee is like the inside of a pressure cooker. Yeah, I've heard. The ocean is your happy place. The ocean is my happy place too. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to a new start someday. Hopefully soon. That will happen, and like I said, I'm kind of outgrowing where I'm at. But like I said, my guys are like, nope, just stay put a little bit longer. We got plans for you. So thank you for the likes, John. I appreciate that so much. Okay, guys. So positive thinking, right? How do we get? If you're just hopping on, we're talking about how do you get to the person you want to be, need to be, or should be, right? So one of the things my guide said is positive thinking. Consciously shifting your mindset forward positively, and having hope, and always have it, not always, I don't want to say it that way. Positive thoughts attract positive outcomes, right? And I know, if you guys aren't familiar, I did Mary Kay for 12 years. When my kids were little, I sold Mary Kay because it allowed me to stay home with my kids. And my Mary Kay director always, into our head, she'd say, what you think about is what you bring about, right? So if you're always full of fear and negativity, you're going to bring in fear and negativity, right? If you're thinking positive and always trying to be positive, and that doesn't mean we don't have our moments, right? It's okay to have a moment. You know, as my grandma would say, have a pity party, girly, and then pull up your big girl pants and let's go. You know, she only let you have a pity party for a little bit, and then it was, all right, let's go. Now it's back to positive thinking. You can do this. So, thank you for all the hearts, guys. I appreciate that so much. So what you think about is what you bring about. Don't forget that. And then lastly, my guide said, seek guidance, right? Yes, indeed. Very true. So she said, seek guidance, trust, support from God, source, universe, creator, whatever it is that you believe, right? Seek guidance from that, or from your spirit team, your angels, your God, your spirit guides, right? And even sometimes your ancestors on the other side are helping you out too. Did y'all know that? Like you could have a great grandmother on the other side helping you out. Are y'all aware of that? Just curious if anybody knew that. Retired. I'm not sure. Thank you for the badge. I'm not sure what that is. Thank you, John, for the likes. I appreciate that so much. So remember to seek guidance, guys, right? They're there to help you. They want to help you. And know, though, because we have free will, there's certain things that they can't do to help us, right? So you have to ask, right? It's okay to go, you know what? I'm struggling today. Can you help me just get through today? Help me do what I need to do today to get through today. And they will. Yes, truly believe that? Yes. Grandparents, ancestors, you know, ascended masters. If you're not aware of that too, a lot of ascended masters come in to help, you know. So, but they have, a lot of times you have to ask them, like I said, because we have free will. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. All right, guys, and that's pretty much everything she gave me. So now I'm going to talk about, just real quick, if you're not aware, I do have a YouTube channel, and that is Scorpio Medium. So if you are not a subscriber, I would love it if you went over there and subscribed. You will find all the videos that I have uploaded here over there. The only difference is if you like my lives and you miss one and you want to catch it, you can go over to my YouTube channel, and I usually upload those usually the next day because they're a little longer, so they take a little bit to get uploaded so I can put them over there. But yeah, so if you're missing a live and you would like to catch that, you can catch the little like rerun over there. Like I was talking about earlier, if you weren't on, if you would like to pay for a reading, you don't want to wait until the 30th to see if you're a winner for a free reading. You can go down to my bio here or over on Scorpio Medium and find my email address, and you can email me to set up a reading like that. I am here Sunday through Wednesday between 7 and 8 o'clock Mountain Time, usually about 7:17 because I love angel numbers. Tonight I think it was like 7:10. I was a little early. So last night it was like 7:30, I think. So it is what it is. I between 7 and 8 o'clock Mountain Time, but usually I try to get on before 7:20. That's my goal. Doesn't always happen. And then let's see, what did I miss? Like I said, if you hop on between now and the 29th and you share my live and you're interested in winning a free reading, you just share my live, put me, because not everybody believes in that, and that's just fine. And then that way I know to write you down for the drawing, which I will do on the 30th. And then if you're not familiar, I have added my Venmo. If you would like to donate to my channel, it would be greatly appreciated. It just helps me to be able to continue to make content for you guys. Obviously, nobody ever has to donate, especially if you can't. I don't want you to. But if you do like my content and you would like to donate to the channel, the Venmo's down there in the bio also. Hey, Jen's just hopping on. You believe in me? Awesome. That's good to hear. All right, let me see. And I think that's everything I have. Does anybody have anything else they would like to talk about tonight or share? Anybody had a loss this week, or even good news? We'll take good news. Hey, Jim, welcome. You was falling asleep? That was me earlier. Thanks for the heart, Jim. I appreciate you so much and all the hearts. I appreciate all of you guys and all of the love you give me tonight. All the hearts, all the love. I appreciate so much. If nobody else has anything else they need to talk about tonight. Your basement's flooded? I'm sorry. Oh, my aunt used to deal with that all the time. As kids, we would go over and have to bucket out her basement. So I understand. I'm so sorry. Well, if everybody could just say, do you have a name and where you're from? So that way we can put up some good vibes for you in your basement. Aw, thank you for the kitty, Jim. That's awesome. Ohio, welcome. Well, we'll put up, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. We'll put up some good vibes for that. Hopefully your basement will get dried out soon and things will go better for you. So like I was saying, I appreciate all the love, guys. Thank you so very much. If nobody else has anything else they need to say or talk about tonight, anybody? Going once? Going twice? All right, well then I hope you all have a great night. Remember to make tomorrow great. It's dry now. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad. Remember to make tomorrow great because it is a choice. And on that note, I'm going to say until we meet again.